Exactly. All right. So last time on Rites, the party went from... You guys actually went a long way now that I look at the map. Holy moly. You went all the way from Turtle's Lounge, sailed on the Charming Koi, I think is the name of the boat.
Yes.
Went by Snow and Ash, went on past Resting Thrones, and landed in Jade's Shadow. You then walked all the way to the village of Ebb, where you learned a lot. You learned about the Kulka centaurs that are running throughout the Plains of Blood. You managed to save a Phoenix Bride who goes by the name Feather, and are currently, well, you know, she's tagging along with you. You're also guarding her and protecting her and escorting her, but both going in the same direction to the Source of Iron, where Jin is supposed to pick up a bunch of iron and sell it in Jade's Shadow. On the way, you also had Vortex Rider meet with one of the Kulka clan, who says that it seems as though there's a schism in the clan, and that half of them are following a very, very evil individual.
They're mean.
They're very mean.
Speaking of that very same centaur, I would like to reiterate that half giants are at minimum about 8 feet tall. Centaurs are about 7 feet tall.
Yep. He was looking the con in the eye. We discovered later. So
Which tiny horse.
well, actually, if his token was accurate, it was supposed to be like this.
You're not wrong.
So Ian, we need a new token that's not a headshot. It's like a waist up.
Alright, yeah, I can do that. Hang on. Give me like 2 minutes to log into Final Fantasy. I can do that easy.
Alrighty. So the village of Ebb, I will give a great description reading right now.
I love description readings.
Just as a reminder for everyone, setting village of Ebb. Village of Ebb. A village more tribal than modern. Animal skin tents line the streets mixed with pop-up stalls of sparse wares and odd trinkets. The people look hardy and live off the land as they see fit. Small farms dot the countryside as a patrol on horseback ride around the town, keeping it guard. And actual horseback riders, not like centaurs.
Kulka.
Kulka. Yeah. The Kulka clan.
Where's the Roll20 link? Or not the Roll20, the Watch Together.
I'll watch together. I think it's pinned.
Chat.
Shot me all the way up.
If it's pinned, which channel is it pinned in?
It is.
Your mom.
It's pinned in game chat.
I don't think it is. I copied it.
It's pinned in game
It's
chat.
pinned. Oh, there it is.
Invalid
Pinned in game
Invalid
chat.
access code.
Invalid access code.
Invalid access
It's
code.
pinned in game chat.
Wow. Oh.
Mine also said invalid access code. Yay.
Yay.
Oh look, all working
Look.
watch together.
Yay.
Yeah.
How surprising.
Wait, no. No. Wrong button. Fuck. There. I accidentally hit delete that on that one instead of pin. Oh. Okay, does that one work?
Yeah.
Or does it need to come specifically from Mason?
Yes. No.
I guess it worked. It worked.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Cool.
I'm in.
Amen. Random key clacking. All right, you wake up from the tents that you all slept in. The girls, all two of you, got a nice tent that was kind of cozy, but enough room for the both of you. The men all fall out of their tent like sardines. Steam erupts from the inside of the tent.
Suds.
Hopefully. Anybody in the mood for some steamed duck?
Oh no,
What
Suds!
did I do this time?
I gotta say, Suds, at first I thought it was just smoke, but it apparently turns to steam at times.
Huh, that's new. I wonder what happened. Wonder-
Stop stepping on my tail.
Wait, you have a tail?
I'm sorry, that's me. It's probably because Vortex is sitting on me. I apologize.
Where else am I supposed to sit? There's no room.
You could all get out. You could all get out since it's the morning. And he just like tosses all four of you out.
Wait, he could just toss Vortex out? What power level?
Oh my
Vortex
gosh.
won't happen.
I mean, we're traveling with basically Master Roshi, just watch.
I need to figure out what his style is.
Throw a man twice his size, 3 times his weight.
You're all starting to get up, whatever, as Momika comes out. She's stretching. Good morning.
I feel like I
Oh.
would have preferred to sleep outside.
That-
You guys
Cracks
look
his spine back into place.
You look rough. And here I thought the rustic life would treat me worse.
Oh, it's just being in a single tent with 5 people, one of which is worth at least 3 people.
Yeah, but one's also worth half.
Oh, he caused all that. You see this like smoke and steam coming out of the tent.
I'm not gonna ask.
Luckily, I was close enough to the ground thanks to Vortex Riders laying down on top of me. It's not your fault, though, I understand.
Sorry.
I was able to slightly breathe. Though being constantly in the plank position so you didn't crush my ribs was difficult.
It was training. You were able to breathe because your nose was stuffed outside the tent.
I'm being stacked
And I
like
had to-
sardines into a small confined space, just like my time with the drow.
Had to plank all night.
Rough.
Trough.
Trough.
I heard that as my time with the drow, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my. This just got darker.
That must have been some time. Considering you're still alive, I'm guessing it wasn't all bad.
Also considering there's no drow civilization in this universe, I was be really shocked.
Oh, what did I not tell you, Mason? It's an integral
Scrambles
part of my
through-
backstory.
Scrambles through DM notes. I don't think. I gotta go a minute. Just give me like 10 minutes. Just leave call.
Suddenly, Kevin hears Mason screaming.
Oh, that's just how things don't go normally.
Exactly. Yeah. Is there anything people would like to do in the village of Ebb before you move on to the source of iron?
No, this place is filled with poor people.
Burnt to the ground.
Damn. All right.
Good shade.
All right, evil campaign it is then.
Yeah, no. That's,
They should know better than to be poor.
Bruh.
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 But more accurately, no, there's nothing good to buy here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like there's some
probably
cool, there's some
make
good
fun of
ingredients
slime,
and
I heard.
stuff, but Momika's not in the she's not in the market for buying a lambskin tent.
I don't know. I really want to sample the local cuisine. I'm sure they have some great food around here.
You are the local cuisine.
Oh no.
Why do you think the tent was steamed?
Do you think we need more provisions, Vortex?
Considering we're not tracking it, nah, I think we should be fine.
Very well. I'll see about Tom. Maybe someone's practicing a style I haven't seen yet. Must expand my knowledge further.
Well, good luck.
All right, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you look around.
Okie doke. Ooh, 19.
19. You're looking around and you clear up. You kind of look around the tents and stalls that are packed up and, pitched up and all around you. There doesn't seem to be a lot of martial practice. You manage to see what looks like a kind of like a guard station, a guard camp, like on the outskirts of town a little bit, but no one there seems to be practicing. There's a bunch of horses that are kind of grazing in the fields nearby, and someone's like taking care of the horse, and they look at you and wave, but no one seems to be practicing anything.
Sad. Well, it'll take me a little bit of time to scour the town and get back. What does everyone else do?
I don't know. Just nothing, I guess. Waiting.
I hope Sun isn't getting eaten.
Is there a campfire that we have already set up from the previous night or something of the sort?
There can be.
There can be?
Yeah.
Suds is gonna pull out his frying pan. Well, anybody want breakfast?
Sure.
Certainly
Let's
better than trail rations.
Okay, so Suds is gonna take a look around. I know this is a rural area, but is there basically an egg-producing animal of some kind around?
There is. You do see a couple chickens. You also see a stall nearby that sells some produce from the looks of it.
Worst case scenario, you are a duck.
Damn.
Damn.
Or you could just squeeze that chicken really hard.
So Suds is gonna waddle over to the produce stand and say, "Howdy, my fellow sir and/or madam, depending on what gender you look like."
Like a large orc leans over the table, the counter, and looks down at you.
It's like,
Hello, my fellow sir and/or madam.
Literally can't tell.
Flamio, Flamio, fellow mortal.
Greetings, mortal.
Greetings, my fellow mortal.
yes. How much for? And he looks behind him and sort of does a head count. How much for like 12 eggs?
Dozen eggs. Be about a silver.
Alright, I'll take a dozen of those if please.
Hands you a dozen eggs in a little basket.
Alright, and he's gonna waddle back over to the campfire and start cooking some scrambled eggs for everyone.
All right.
Nice.
Roll me.
Eggs.
It's a profession cooking. What do you use?
He's not a cook at all.
Okay.
So
He's
I'm
also
interested to see how this
culinary.
goes.
Roll me intelligence then.
Um,
Intelligence or wisdom?
I guess wisdom.
Ooh,
plus
well, I'll tell
survival.
you right now, he's gonna
Ooh.
get very different results depending on whether it's intelligence or wisdom.
I'm thinking.
I have a 20 intelligence. I have a 7 wisdom.
I think it. What are profession? Is that wisdom?
Profession is intelligence. No, profession is wisdom. No, wait. Profession is wisdom.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with the wisdom roll then.
Alright. This is gonna be interesting. 9.
9. They're decent eggs. They're not burned. They're pretty decent.
Like, anybody want some scrambled eggs in these trying times?
Zebul was already helping himself.
He just
Hey,
has his
save some
face
for
in the-
everyone else.
His face is in the pan.
He just tilts the pan back into his mouth.
You have fire resistance.
Yeah, he's got 5 fire resistance. He can take it.
Yeah, Momika's gonna have some, and she takes a bite, It's clear that she has thoughts on this, but she chooses not to say any, and she doesn't make any faces or anything like that, and continues to eat.
Feather will have some. Jin will have some, look at Suds and say, "Did you put seasoning in this at all?"
What seasoning?
Oh, figures.
Echo will come wandering in late.
Could be
seems
better.
It seems no one was practicing martial prowess today. Oh. It seems you have prepared food. May I?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Pretty sure Suds made it for everyone.
Very well. Tries the eggs. Can I roll herbalist to see if I can get some seasoning from the local plant life to make this taste a little bit better?
Go ahead.
As has been settled. Oop.
Uh, 20. You kind of walk out a little bit and find some, tasty herbs. That's what they're actually called. They're called tasty herbs. Because you have a +7 on herbal knowledge, and I have a 0. And I rolled low, so
It's perfectly fine. I'm basically pulling off the fact that I can actually just sustain myself with an herbalist roll per day if we
You
run out of
find-
food.
He just happens to randomly find paprika. Don't worry about
yeah.
it.
He finds leek and just looks at the duck for a minute.
And
then
some
decides not
sick
to.
ass mushrooms, and I trick out my eggs.
Yeah, I tricked
find
out
any-
my eggs.
I think you mean you trip them out.
Yeah, did you find any marijuana?
Sweet.
Oh, these aren't the hallucinogenic ones, but I have found those too.
Find some marijuana. Well, the tent's gonna be really interesting tonight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rub it into Suds' head. We'll be fine.
Instant
You
hotbox.
You just use Suds as a sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of use them as a Bic lighter. It's just always turned on.
I just need to pour water on them.
No, we established that if you pour water on him, the fire gets worse.
Exactly. It's a big lighter. You just need to pour water on him. Like striking a match.
Well, thank you very much for breakfast. I'm gonna go make sure that Shauna's alright.
Poor donkey. It's there, it's
Aw.
raising. Oh.
Aww.
Hey, how are you doing? And she'll like start petting his neck, get an apple for him.
Slightly happier hawing noises.
She's really worried about that donkey. The thing's gonna keel over partway through, and then we're gonna have to carry the cart.
It'll be fine.
Also, can't learn anything new. Time to practice some of the stuff I did learn. And I will practice a little bit of Ribbon Hourglass.
If Vortex will approach Feather, ask her if she's busy, and if she is not, we'll ask about the politics going on of the, what's it called? Emperor's seat, Emperor's throne, the capital,
Okay.
Imperial City.
Let me grab my book real quick and flip through a little bit.
There's a specific reason why he's asking this question. You know it.
I believe so. I totally know. DM me to remind me, because I totally know what's going on right now.
Mason, it's my backstory. it's like one of the characters. The one character in the backstory this applies to.
Oh,
Your character has a
right.
backstory? Oh my
Right.
god!
Character has a backstory? How scandalous. Anyway. Okay.
No
Is there
backstories.
something about Vortex Rider's backstory that he's keeping secret from the rest of us? How unique!
I didn't know having backstories was mandatory. I just said, Mason, my dude, like, reincarnates. Do whatever you want with that.
That was your first mistake.
Oh, I need to start giving you
Yeah, I made that
visions.
mistake. I made that mistake a couple games ago.
Hey, he was
Yeah,
a
you don't
very
need
interesting
any of those.
character.
Actually. Anyway.
But yeah, like you can
What?
DM me that or whatever. But like,
She basically looks at you and says, "Oh, well, I think the last time I knew anything about the Imperial Court was they were discussing about the sending individuals into the Oni Forest too." And she starts listing off a bunch of nobles and their perspective. None of the nobles' names rings a bell to you.
fair enough.
You just get washed in an avalanche of names, words, and terminology that you do
Right.
not know, and frankly
Right.
don't care about most of them.
Yeah, understandable.
I feel like when she's saying this, you just see like a very low-res picture of Vortex and a fish just swims by his head with a dot behind it.
Yeah.
He
He's
said
still
only gets a very chibi like face.
right. He'll listen. You know, it's important. Politics are important usually.
Yes, you got
hope they're not.
Yeah, but that tidbit about they're sending even more people to the Oni Forest. That's suspicious.
Showing the big think.
Suspicious, but fair enough. That'll probably take some time, so he'll just sit and listen to Feather.
Alright, neat. Does anyone... excuse me. Does anyone want to do anything else while you are in the village of Ebb?
I'm good.
I'm gonna take that as a rousing no.
Nah, I think I'm solid.
Something, I killed Jin.
Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You do now. Oh, I'm not doing very good with an hourglass. My form looks atrocious to you, Momoka.
Yep.
Mine's not Riven Hourglass.
Oh no, that was Vortex Rider.
Yeah, it's Vortex.
I'm sorry, I got all of this stuff from when both of you were fighting each other. I have both
It's
your
fair.
names on these.
That's fair.
But yeah, it looks atrocious.
It's one of the harder styles. You'll get it.
I think I'm doing this form wrong, though. It was slightly difficult catching you and Momoka training to get this. Trying to pick out abilities from a fight is a little bit harder than seeing someone practicing.
Right. Yeah, it's Riven Hourglass is a bit of a strange one. It's not quite time manipulation. It's not quite time perspective. It's somewhere in the middle. I'll be honest, I don't quite remember the philosophy behind it myself. I was told how to do it. I figured out how to do it. And it's been very useful to remember.
Well, what would you say is the trick to understanding it? Without the philosophy.
Right. Well, you know when you're really focused intently on something, and you look up and the sun's already gone down.
Yes.
It's that sort of mindset that helps. It's everything is moving just ever so slightly slower for you.
So it would depend on the amount of focus I put.
That's the closest I could really come. It's, again, Riven Hourglass is the one that I can do. I don't really quite understand how. It's a feeling more than anything.
Very well. I'll just continue my training then. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Sorry I can't help you on this one.
Well, you have been of great help to me. Give you a bow.
He'll bow back to you.
It still seems like he's doing the forms wrong, but he is concentrating intently on what he's doing now.
All right.
So losing yourself in the moment to the point where time just completely fast forwards, it seems like. Suds is very familiar with that.
I got an herb for that. Oh.
No, you're just high now.
I get it. I get why this style is called Riven Hourglass. When you do it, you see a bunch of hourglasses around you. You need to stop. Go sit down.
You need to stop. You're just high now.
True dilation of time. My pupils.
No, that's the dilation of your eyes. Stop it.
I think I'm done.
Before leaving, Jin picks up a small satchel of what looks like a couple herbs and spices and puts it into a pouch and keeps it on his belt loop. And then says, "All right, you ready?"
Of course.
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
So you all travel through plains of blood. I need everyone to roll me a quick, spicy perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, it's terrible. That's spicy, all right.
Okay.
I
Oh.
rolled good on perception? No.
Stop stealing my luck, Seabass.
Yes.
One moment. I forgot to get my dice out. I don't know why.
No, my character just so happened to be completely unfocused in the right direction for whatever is happening here.
Lemuel's
Alright.
just daydreaming about something.
As Echo walks, you see him still trying to use the hand motions of the form and moving way too slowly.
Zeviel's remembering a time where he had it worse.
All right. The only one who would notice this would be Suds. In the distance, you do see what looks like a couple of the Kolka clan riding by. They look to you, and it seems like they're herding together and like moving as a unit, but also circling each other as they move, and then they all disperse.
They do move in herds.
They do move in herds. You see this about a day and a half since you've left the village of Ebb.
Wonder if that was a skirmish of some kind.
What?
There was Polka just running around and then dispersing over there. I don't think they've noticed us though, or if they did, they didn't care.
Well, this is their territory.
And that stands to reason if some of them aren't going to be incredibly aggressive.
I mean, they
Like-
do have that whole Civil War thing going on, right?
If what the Khan said is to be believed.
Well, unless you want to go try and outrun a centaur to go ask.
Suds looks down at his little stubby legs. I don't think I have much hope of that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have fly or haste yet, so let's just keep going. There goes a D4. Where is it? Oh, on my chair. Mind.
And
I
people
don't
may
know why I
call
was still in character for that.
me avian, but I can't fly either. Gosh, how convenient it would be if I could fly.
right. As you continue onward, you see the mountains of iron ahead of you. Jagged, rustic, and dark-colored mountains pull up from the land itself. Like, I don't know, jagged teeth, call traps. Insert a bunch of different metaphors and similes for mountains you've heard. It's pretty much what they look like.
They look like these mountains sure do look like mountains.
They indeed are mountains.
This mountain is made of mountain.
Yep.
Could these mountains be described as misty mountains?
No.
Oh.
No
By
misty.
the gods.
By the god. No, they're not nearly as impressive as the Jade Mountain, which I believe you all can still see in the distance.
Right. Doesn't that shit like disappear into the sky? Like into the clouds?
Yeah. When there
Yeah.
are clouds above it.
It's one of those things you can see from everywhere.
You know what, Mason? This would make a great open world RPG concept. Just always having that one thing in the skybox that is visible from every angle. That one landmark.
Yeah, like the what is it called? The Lucky 36 in Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, nice. All right. As you approach, you do see a statue along the side of the road. It is a statue that looks to be a ram, curled up around a mountain, a snow-capped mountain with what looks to be old red painted lines running from the top of it down. There's a bowl set out in front with a couple of rotting apples, a couple trinkets here and there. And that, as you all approach it, it's off to the side, Jin takes that satchel from his pouch and places the satchel in the bowl at the base of the sculpture.
I don't have it ranked, but can I roll knowledge religion to remember
You may.
to know who this is?
You all may, actually.
Nope. Sure as a scratchy goat.
Probably.
Alright, no,
All
I
right,
shall
religion.
roll it.
I don't have religion, but can I roll history?
Sure.
Oh, in that case, hang on. History. Fuck, not much better.
Can I roll perform dance?
No.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man in the young person's body that is also still old.
I'm an old man in an old man's body. Fuck off.
I can also roll knowledge nature or knowledge local if needed.
Okay.
Wow, Suds and Momoka got way higher than me. Momoka got 9,000 religion, and Suds got 18,000 religion.
Holy moly.
Oh,
Hey man, what can I say? Sometimes the dice are just in your favor.
I didn't know 20 could even go to 18,000.
Damn.
Damn.
That's a wild
Sometimes
fucking
you just
20.
get lucky.
so look, when you're bad at math, anything's possible.
Dude, that'd be so funny to have a D20, but it's not like 1 to 20, it's like 7, 84, like 600. It's just.
Alright, roll-
Now it's truly random.
Yeah, I was envisioning rolling a d20, you get a natural 20, and then it's just like there's a comma and then a bunch of zeros that go off of the die itself. Like it's some sort of video game visual glitch.
Well, through your various knowledge checks, everyone except Momoka is looking at this and thinking that this is a depiction of the symbol and sacred animal of the Mountain Lord. A deity of mountains, volcanoes, and winter, highly revered in the floating islands because people believe that the Mountain Lord, all the floating islands are an extension of the Mountain Lord himself and protected as a result.
Right.
I will say Zeviel and why did I forget your name? Scarlet Echo also realize that the favored weapon of this said deity, it's a tetsubo, which is that large club with the indented
Bump.
yeah, with the bumps in it.
Nice.
And
That's a good
domains are earth, fire, protection, strength, and water.
Ooh. The 3 of the 4 elements.
Well, it's God.
Water.
Seems like a lot of the offerings are food related, correct?
There is food. There's a couple of coins here and there.
Right. Vortex is going to approach the statue, kneel down, place, like five like silver in the bowl, and offer just like a quick, we pray for your protection, Mountain Lord, to the statue.
I will offer 1 gold piece and a little bit of my travel rations. And pray for protection for my group and myself.
Suds will take a couple silver and place it in the same bowl, and will pray for protection and for healing for any that may get hurt on these travels.
Zeviel will make no offering and no prayer.
What do you do for me?
Momoka will put in a gold piece and bluff that she knows what's going on. That's a 22.
Alright, you bluff pretty convincingly.
Alright.
Is Feather gonna do anything?
Oh yeah, she does. She puts in a gold as well.
Alright.
I forgot Feather was there for a minute.
She's so quiet.
She's so quiet, yeah. Doesn't talk much.
Except for it's a vortex about, hierarchies and all that.
Speaking
About
of which, she looks
politics.
at Vortex and says, so anyway.
I regret this. I regret making fun of Knots and making fun of Echo. This is my mistake. Karma.
The winding path goes up mountains and down mountains, through the valleys, crossing over small rivers, and through various short caves. You don't really encounter any creatures on your path, though.
Do we still hear animals about, like birds and insects and such?
There are birds and insects and everything else, but no one, attempts to rob you or anything
Okay.
along
Just make
those.
sure
Go ahead.
just make sure there's no alpha predator around here. Like all life has decided, yeah, we shouldn't be over here.
Yeah, yeah. How about we don't?
We start hearing nothing in the forest. It's like we should leave.
We need to leave right now. Alright. Little bit of spicy lore there. And then we will use... What are we gonna use? What am I gonna roll? Okay. And you go to the source of iron. See if I can grab something real quick. I've never actually listened to this song before, but we're going to assume that everything is going to be okay. The source of iron looks to be a multiplied version of In Jade's Shadow. The town is spread out with various shops and stands lining several streets that spoke from a large pit in the ground. Many roads spiraled down the strip mine that is the source of the iron for this empire. Bronze, brass, copper, silver, and gold in the various mine carts pushed across the street. Well, actually, not really mine carts, but oxen pulling the carts. Overlooking the town is a crown of stone spires with a single entrance. Beyond these spires lie the Palace of Iron, seat of the Lord of Iron and noble of these lands. So, as a quick, visual description of, what's going on. There's, the mine, then the various streets that spoke outward. Then, these streets are, connected to one another and everything. And then there's a path that goes around to, a crown of mountains, and you can see, stone, those stone towers, from Angkor Wat, poking out of the back.
Nice.
So it kind of looks like a sun a little bit.
Oh.
Brutal.
Oh. This is amazing.
Well, this is where all the metals of our land comes from.
Most impressive.
Impressive city for sure.
Wow.
As you approach, there are a couple guards standing by with a very, very basic leather armor, from what you can tell, but sashes of black and red. They have, one of them steps up with a kind of half tunic of tiger pelt around his chest. He goes up to you all and said, he kind of bows a little bit. It says, Lady Feather? And she goes, yes, indeed. You keep strange company. Where is the cohorts of guards that were sent with you? Where is your... She said, we were attacked on the road by the Kulka clan, and these fellow adventurers and their merchant and noble steed, she kind of pats Shauna on the head. Managed to save me. And they have guided me here ever since. That is good news. Shall alert the guards immediately. Thank you. My lord is waiting for you. And we will make sure that the rest of you, and he motions to the party, manages to get some lodging. I'm sure the lord will be pleased to hear of your deed.
You're most gracious for your hospitality. I'll give a bow.
Thank you very much. Feather. Would you mind, in case the Iron Lord decides he doesn't want to see us, you mind telling him about the whole clan business?
I will, yes. I will definitely. I assume he would like to meet all of you at some point. Or that's what the DM thinks, but can't find his token anywhere. What the heck is going on?
Well, just in case, as an insurance.
Will do.
And if this is the last time that we see each other, then it has been a pleasure traveling with you.
Truly, you have been a delight to be around. Small chuckle as he remembers the onslaught of politics.
Politics.
Now I'm just imagining. I just imagined Feather talking with Vortex Rider, about politics and whatever, and there's just ho-ho music playing in Vortex Rider's mind.
Vortex may be a little bit less so. He's a bit more of a focused man. Me, however, dude, that's like every waking minute. Like, don't call me out like that, man.
So you get taken to a tavern. The local inn. There is a local inn
Wow!
here. Wow!
Holy shit!
They have a
Who ever could have
monopoly.
seen that coming?
I'm gonna go get my card stamped.
All right, so as you all enter, it is very packed with various members of the city, and the receptionist looks at you and bows and says, "Everything is already taken care of."
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
She will nod at you all and smile.
Wait, is that girl wearing fucking metal armor?
No, but as you look at this girl, she, do I have you roll perception? No. Do I? Maybe. Yeah, roll
Like
perception.
this shady individual.
Oh
in the
yeah.
corner.
Sure. Well, I mean, the only reason I even brought her up is just that metal
Told her.
armor.
Yeah.
Metal armor is a
That
problem.
bullshit over there, that it is. That's considered a waste.
Or
Except
she's
for-
Noni Slayer, and she's
Yeah.
here, and that's a problem.
True. That would be a problem.
I like this guy over here. This guy's fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Suds doesn't even notice her at all.
Yeah. All right.
I like these people's hair.
Those are gnomes.
Yep,
No.
there are gnomes
Those are
sitting and
gnomes.
relaxing on the table. Not like the halfling you saw last time.
He's just laying on the table.
Yeah, they're sitting on the table. Because they can't reach the table if they sit on the chairs, so they sit
Oh,
on the
that's
table.
fair.
Understandable.
That's fair.
Everyone notices that the woman in question has a bunch of scrolls and documents and books sprawled out on the table, and she's kind of moving back and forth between them. You do notice the staff that is on her back is gnarled oak from the looks of it, and she don't got no arms. Instead, intertwining scrolls with arcane script roll around in the facsimile of an arm with kind of like wooden puppet gauntlets at the end, like you would see on a puppet, obviously. And they're like moving around, kind of like stringy arms, kind of like from, well, Arms the video game, like that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
That's neat.
That's pretty sick.
That's really cool.
Fascinating magic.
In character pics, I will upload the full image.
Oh. By the way, I think she's important.
Yeah, probably.
Well, she's
She's
square.
a square.
She's a
Yeah.
square.
She's a square.
I like this Kitsune over here who's like the stance this Kitsune is adopting is very aggressive, and I'm all about that. Just like squinting and glaring across the room. This is very cool.
That's sick.
Could I roll a knowledge to try to identify what's going on with her?
Yes.
Would knowledge nobility work?
Not really. I would take knowledge, history,
Arcana.
knowledge local, or knowledge arcana.
I'm rolling.
Well, I
another
don't have
Arcana.
any of those trained, but I'm gonna roll for general.
History.
Alright.
Old man knows old
Nice.
things.
I feel conflicted because I purposefully said that I don't notice this person, but I also have a +10 to Knowledge Arcana.
How do you not notice this person? They have
He-
scrolls for arms.
At the current moment, Suds is kind of stuck in his own head.
Okay.
Scrolls for arms.
Momika, you look at her and you're like, this is definitely an arcane magic caster. Perhaps she must be from the Dragonwell sect. And Scarlet Echo and Zeviel, you do notice, and you look at her robes, they are the common accoutrement of individuals of the Dragonwell sect. That lighter blue coloring on it with various shades of red and purple that basically say that she is an adept in the Dragonwell sect, high up in her path of arcane and martial knowledge combined.
Hmm.
Well, we've certainly found some colorful individuals in this one.
On the handout, it looks like dragon is represented by yellow and gray.
Well, Dragonwell sect is a different faction.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not the not the dojo of the dragon. It's the
Okay.
Dragonwell sect, which is like mages and stuff.
Okay. Oh no, I see it now. My bad.
Yes.
So she's at the Dragonwell sect.
Aren't you trying to master the arcane arts yourself? Maybe you should go talk to her.
Well, only somewhat. I'm more trying to master styles, but
Zephyr has already beaten him there.
several of them do actually use their arcane arts.
You know, this is the most enthusiastic I've ever seen him.
Agreed.
Well, you two enjoy that. Excuse me.
You know what?
I will wait patiently. I'd rather not harass someone in the middle of study.
Well, because going to go over here, she's gonna get some food. She's gonna go get some food, and then she's going to sit down at this table and just keep that conversation in her peripheral vision, because she's curious about what makes Zeviel actually emote.
Suds is also going to go over, get a bottle of sake and sit down next to Momika, still completely oblivious of the woman with scrolls for arms. He's just too focused on his sake right now.
Nice.
Carl will stand here and also watch to see what apparently makes Zeviel tick, because this is the most he's opened up since we've met. And that was like a week ago or so.
Yeah. Interesting enough, the food here, you get a rice that is a deep yellow in color, with what looks like to be spices and various plants and vegetables on top, with a slathering of meat.
Chicken broth.
Look, as long as it's not duck, we're fine.
It's like chicken. It's chicken curry.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Dude, I love curry. Curry is
Now I want-
legitimately my favorite food.
Nice.
Why you gotta make me hungry this close to lunch?
I know, exactly. I'm over here and my stomach's like, ooh, that sounds good. And I'm like, no, please.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
So, Zeviel, you approach the woman with scrolls for arms.
Is it still morning or afternoon or just...
It's afternoon.
Alright, I'll approach, give a quick bow and say, "Good afternoon, miss. Won't help but, notice you are of the Dragonwell sect."
Yes, I am indeed. She's kind of looking at her research a little bit. Which practitioner do you fall under?
My name is Zevio. I endeavor to, master evocation.
Go ahead.
I have not been, I have not yet had the opportunity to, join the organization or even, I have only begun my journey. You are the first member I have yet seen. The one who taught me did not much care for the sect. He was either disinterested or disallowed from joining. But is there anything you can do to help a beginner on his way? Any pointers? Any is there anything I can do for you, perhaps?
She kind of looks up, turns and looks at you, and the scroll arms kind of follow her a little bit. There's a little bit of lag behind them. Goes, huh. The master of evocation. What kind of evocation?
I have studied and practiced the specifications of admixture. I can alter the elements to my will. A burning hand that creates lightning, a shocking grasp that creates acid, and so forth. I've only learned the... This is going to sound so gamey, but I've only learned the first level of the arcane arts.
Hey.
But,
I've mastered the art of putting mustard in the ketchup bottle.
My God. She
Without
looks-
leaving any ketchup behind.
She would look at you and say, "Can you show me real quick?" And she kind of pulls out a piece of paper and like holds it up with her arm kind of stretches a little bit ways from her. Says, "Can you make that shocking grasp into acidic?"
let me double check. Believe. Alright, pause. This is out of game stuff. Zevula would know this instantly. That is a touch attack, just like what I thought. Alright, here, would you prefer out in the courtyard?
Just here is fine. You're not going to put
Alright.
a hole in the wall.
Alright. Is she gesturing for me to, like, actually attack something? Or just
Yeah,
to,
she's holding a piece of paper away from her, and yeah.
Alright. I will take out my calligraphy brush and very quickly write the sigil for Shocking Grasp on the paper and then strike through it. And I assume I don't need to make a touch attack. I'll assume it hits.
Yeah, the paper does not dodge.
Hi.
And using one of my... How many times per day can I do this? 5 times per day? 6 times per day. My
Nice.
6 times per day at this level, it is consumed by maximum damage, 12 points of acid.
Nice. You put the calligraphy up, and you make the runic symbol, an archaic symbol for shocking hand. But as you cast the spell, you cross a couple of lines of the calligraphy, and it turns into acid. You push your hand through the side, and it wraps around your hand into an acidic grasp. You grab the paper, and it melts into a puddle on the floor. Oh. Not bad. She kind of takes her staff and kind of wipes it to the bottom as the acid pools up into the staff, and she smacks the staff onto the ground, and the wood that started to seed and melt away starts to grow and fix itself. You said her name was Xavier, right?
Yes.
Well, I actually know of someone who might be able to help with you with that. Are you at all interested in the elemental planes?
I am interested in planar travel in general. The elemental planes would be a wonderful source of study. So, yes, I suppose.
Then I have... There might be. She kind of turns and looks at you. Then it might be of help to someone I know. Ruinous Storm is always looking for new apprentices and students.
Alright. Contacts, friends. Ruinous Storm.
As if you make the trek over to, and I'm gonna pull y'all toward the map. Boop. So currently, you are here.
Yep.
If you make the trek from the Oasis of Dreams to the Dragonwell Temple, they will surely let you in. You might have to complete a exam, but it shouldn't be any problem at all. Not for you, at least. Just what you showed me here.
That should be easy enough. Someone of my capabilities, and I anticipate I will grow much between now and then. I might be able to even produce a fireball that shoots lightning.
A classical favorite of the arcane arts. Do you have any martial prowess as well?
Not yet. I can, to be honest, swing a bamboo staff about as good as anyone off the road. And he will slightly pull off his sleeves, showing off his, very scarred arms that have very little muscle on them. And then he'll pull his sleeve back down and say, if the opportunity arises, I may desire to train in elemental flux, but I have not yet dedicated myself to any of the martial traditions. I have, only so much attention and only so much, a cup can only hold so much water before it overflows.
Indeed.
I desire to maintain my focus.
Indeed. I think you will make a fine elementalist. Already have the basics. Ruinous Storm will be grateful. Now, she will extend one of her puppet hands toward you and say, "My name is Running Water. I am an enchanter, and I am seeking the cause of the rivers that float in the sky." Care to see if you know some runes and basic arcana? She'll motion to the table.
Definitely.
Alright, and she will motion toward that, and roll me an arcana check, just to see how well you do.
Alright. Well, my previous Arcana roll was a natural 19. So, let's see. Okay, natural 17 for a total of 25.
Total of 25. Alright, you keep up pretty well. You know what she's studying. She's looking at potential enchantments on the rivers between the islands that keep them afloat and moving, and the gravity that affects them. There's a bunch of spells that you have heard of or seen, but in different combinations, and you kind of help her theory craft a little bit. Unfortunately, with the knowledge that you have from your previous master, let's say, not much comes to mind that can help her out, but she appreciates the just someone to talk to about things. Go ahead, David.
Scarlet thinks this is well in hand. Zeviel made a friend for the first time he's ever seen him. He seems happy. He will go on about his own business now.
Vortex, what were you doing this whole time?
Well, he went out into the courtyard. Presumably these people are like practicing forms or something. Mostly just kind of relaxing, just smoking from his pipe.
Nice. Alright. Yeah, they are practicing a little bit. The two dwarves up here seem to just be practicing combat in its most basic form. They have bamboo sticks that they are using to fight and practicing forms. These two over here seem to be doing some form of martial arts. You can't quite tell what it is. already know the roll's coming, David, so go ahead.
Okay.
By the way, because earlier when we were like hanging out before the game, I was looking at the different martial arts styles. There is actually a feat tree called like stick fighting style. BAB1, you treat like staffs, clubs, and similar like simple weapons that you could pick up off the floor as masterwork.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you get like +1 to hit, +1 damage, like the whole works for like a feat.
Damn.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I mean, granted, you're using kind of, shitty weapons, but
Don't knock the quarterstaff.
yeah.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Cheap
That's a good
dip.
weapon.
Yeah.
These two are practicing with 2 sticks in their hands as well, but instead of the straightforward, rigorous style of the dwarves, these two are fighting and they're striking or trying to aim at, eyes, soft spot underneath the arm, like in the armpit area. They're trying to go for kidneys. They're trying to motioning, kicking up dirt. It's a very dirty way of fighting and a very cocky way that you immediately look at, and you narrow your eyes, and with that 19 or 16, sorry,
Yeah.
you
So
recognize something about it. You like, I've seen this before. Let me actually see. Oh, there's no easy way of doing this, is there? No, there's not. Yay! Wait. No. Yay! Yeah, you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Wait, what maneuvers do you have?
Right now, the maneuvers I have are Broken Blade. The ones I have studied are Scarlet Throne, Shattered Mirror, Cursed Razor, and Riven Hourglass. Oh, and Golden Lion.
Okay. Yeah, you know this is a different style, but you can't identify what it is.
Strange, I haven't seen this one before. I'll take my time to study their style a little bit. If I get the chance for another roll or to talk to them, I will probably take it. If I don't glean anything new before they're finished, I will probably just straight up ask them.
Snooping as usual, I see.
I mean, I'm
I
curious
was making a like a Sonic joke.
Snooping as usual.
Yes.
I say while my character actively eavesdrops.
Actively snoops.
Hey, my perspective is knowledge is free. All deserve to learn. So should I roll again, or are they going to probably finish out this match?
Go ahead and roll again as you're just kind of sitting there. I'm gonna roll again, and there we go.
Ooh.
It clicks immediately. The look on their face, they're trying to use intimidation, baring the teeth, but as you look into their eyes, they're enjoying this type of dirty fighting, this type of combat. You know exactly what style this is. This is Black Seraph.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't think I can take it though, because evil people typically use it.
Many abilities of this discipline carry the evil description, but not all of them.
It's a good style, it really is. Oh, this is truly a remarkable style. Quite dangerous in the wrong hands. The style those two are using. You see how they're aiming for most of the vulnerable parts of the person. This is almost like a true fight. If any one of them leaves an opening, someone could be seriously hurt from this. But this is still mere training.
Hmm.
Black Seraph is a very vicious style. No holds bar.
Now you mention it, I think I've seen this style before too.
Can be quite dangerous. Still worth learning.
Any edge in a fight, I suppose. Just be careful how far you go down that path.
Exactly. One could lose themselves in the passion of a fight.
So Echo,
Yes.
you mind me asking? I get wanting to know as many styles, as many, what's it called, edges, as many advantages as you can possibly get, right? But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not just for the sake of knowledge.
Actually, you'd probably be wrong.
Hmm.
I simply want to know what styles can blend with martial capabilities the best, that people could better protect themselves with.
The ultimate martial art, taking something from everyone.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And not just for practical reasons like safety, but self-betterment. A lot of the philosophies of each style can be very helpful.
A true enlightened one. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor then.
Admittedly, the world is more messy than I make it out to be.
Hmm.
Martial prowess can't solve every problem. We both know this. But if I could give just a little bit back to the people,
Hmm.
I want to try my best for that.
A noble goal. I hope one day you succeed.
So do I. I hope it heals more than it hurts. We both know the dangers of supposedly perfect techniques. Time has taught us that.
Do you know of the Enlightened One?
Do I know of the
know.
Enlightened One?
Roll me knowledge religion.
Damn it. No, I probably
As Jin
don't.
looks at you all and kind of, after wandering over to Suds, like flipping the duck upside down and lighting his pipe, putting duck back down.
Somehow, Dr. Suds does not notice this.
Nope, not at all.
I got as best I could with knowledge religion untrained.
A one below the maximum it could possibly be.
High five for not having knowledges.
Alright, 10. The Enlightened One is one of the gods of the Pantheon. A god of monks and those who practice martial arts. He is a god, that's pretty much all you know. I'm gonna say that.
Okay. Who is the god of monks? And those that practice the martial arts.
Yes. More specifically, he was once a mortal who became a god through enlightenment and knowledge. I was wondering if you were on that same path.
One like me doesn't seek godhood or immortality. One day my life cycle will end. I do not know when, but one day. But in my seemingly endless life, I want to bring some meaning to it. Knowledge is the one thing that I managed to be able to keep. So I want to find a way to share it with the world. A new perspective, so to speak.
Good. Interesting. Very interesting. Jin looks kind of lost in thought for a second. After that, he will just kind of join Vortex over here so he's not standing in the door and be smoking a pipe as well.
Eventually, Suds will get up and start walking out to get a breath of fresh air. He sees Vortex and holds up his bottle of sake and says, you want a drink?
Always.
Yep, he gives him the bottle and stands over here and just sort of takes a deep breath.
Are you alright?
I don't know. I feel very out of it. I'm sure the sake didn't help, but...
Alcohol can have that effect. Was it the smoke inhalation? It wasn't steamed last night.
It was a couple days ago, actually.
No. It's been going back and forth between steam and smoke. It's been very confusing.
I wonder if that's part of the reason as to why I can't put it out. You know what? I just had an idea. Hey, Vortex, can I get that sake back?
He will take a drink from the bottle and pass it to Echo.
Oh, no. Take a small drink from the bottle and pass it to him and take a few steps back. I know where this is going.
You know, if water ignites it, you know how normally when you splash sake on a fire, it makes it flame up for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Since water has the exact opposite effect, and he turns around so he's not, like, his back is not facing the wall, and so that way he doesn't splash potential flames onto the wall.
Stand over there.
But
stand over there.
Going to blow up this wall and end up torching that woman's work.
And I don't know what I should roll to see what the result of this is.
Just gonna stand between him and Jin. I don't want our employer getting blown up by Suds.
Is this something you roll, or is this something that the GM just decides because you're doing it?
I feel like it's just the GM decides because he's doing it, and as such, go ahead and roll me a percentile dice. See how fun this becomes.
Vortex is gonna kind of put an arm up, like, kind of looking past his arm at Suds, but just like to protect his like face, sorta.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty much on guard right now. Of like, okay, this could end really bad.
Brace for impact.
You two might want to take a few steps back.
They all look and say, "Huh?" As you pour the sake on, and at first, the feather goes out.
Oh. At first.
First.
Where's my dice roller? There it is.
he's like, oh.
And then all of a sudden his head erupts into fire like a candle. You take 1 point of fire damage. As everyone's like, oh my gosh! And they like immediately come over and start helping you put out the fire.
Just beating him with sticks.
Yep, just beating him with sticks.
It's for his own good.
Let's follow the flame.
Yep, it's for his own good.
Alright, so I'm assuming everyone's beating me up with blankets or fists or whatever they're having.
I'm not gonna kick out your fire. I'm gonna
no,
use
you're kicking out his
blanket.
fire. Jin's there too. Like
Zevio looks up from his work. I sense disturbance in the force. Shrugs and goes back to what he was doing.
Hey, what have we learned today?
So quick question. Is my feather still on fire?
Yes.
Ah!
Yep, this is what happens.
Trying to put it out, just accidentally beat the shit out of him.
So dare I ask, how much damage did I take from getting beaten
You're
up
good.
by everyone?
It's all non-lethal, so you're fine.
You're a bit bruised, but you know.
Yep.
Yeah, non-lethal drops off after like an hour.
Yeah.
And the inn didn't burn down.
What I learned is I think I need stronger alcohol next time.
Looks at Vortex, looks at Jin. He's not doing that on the boat.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. He will be in the river if he does.
Which will incidentally make the fire even worse.
The whole river on fire.
The whole river just catches fire because he's in it.
That's how I start the apocalypse.
Suddenly, nobody can travel through any of the rivers because this one duck decided to take a bath. All boats now have to be made using special magic that makes them fire resistant.
Or metal.
And heaven help you if you fall in.
Well,
The boiling
That was a nice
red
house.
rivers in the sky. I think I just used lava stats, honestly.
at least it wasn't as catastrophic as it could have been. You could have exploded.
Only one way to find out, right?
Don't do it again.
I'll try to find a more stable liquid for next time.
Looks at these two. Thank you for your assistance.
They look at you and they offer you a slight nod, and then we'll continue and step a little bit farther away and go back to their
I'm
training.
just gonna drag the duck back over to the wall. Come on.
Perhaps you could try asking that scholarly woman inside.
Wait, scholarly woman?
The what?
You didn't notice the one with scrolls for arms.
Girl for arms? Are you the drunk one?
No. She's using some sort of arcane magic to actually utilize scrolls because she does not have arms.
I think it was only one arm.
Was
So
this one
that's-
arm? Please tell me it was both arms. That looks
So
It's
dead.
both arms.
Yeah!
Suds
One
is
of-
gonna roll
I'm
knowledge
the dumb.
arcana to see if he knows of basically what archaic magic or abilities would cause something like that.
Okay.
Yes, man,
Or
sure.
allow something like that. 29 knowledge arcana.
29, that's pretty high. You think it would have... Well, the spell Mage Hand probably has something to do with it, you would imagine. Maybe on the hands, like enchanted on the hands themselves, and some kind of runes to attach the enchantment or the spell to a physical object rather than manifest a spectral one. Maybe the scrolls are part of the enchantment. Maybe they're just for looks to simulate arms so people don't get too freaked out.
Huh, that's intriguing. There's a couple of different ways that can be produced.
Why don't you go ask her?
She's currently having a conversation with.
And at this point, Suds is currently lost in his own head about the idea of how that could be, come about.
She's currently in a conversation with Zevia.
Hmm.
He seems to have actually hit it off with her quite well. Good for him. He's been rather quiet as of late.
Well,
As of late, I've been rather quiet for the entire time you've known me.
Yes.
Out of character, I say in Zeviel's voice.
Except for when he's eating, then he's very loud.
well, I'm sure he'll open up when he feels ready for it.
But I don't think he should be around all of her flammable scrolls while he wants to study alcohol on that. Points at the smoldering feather on his head. That could have catastrophic results.
Well, yes, but I don't know. She seemed rather scholarly. Perhaps another mage taking a look at this problem would do something. I don't know. Magic's not my area of expertise.
Very well.
You know, what? Sorry, go ahead.
Feel free to approach you if you wish. He looks down at Suds. Just be careful not to damage her scrolls. She seemed to be very intently studying.
Is it also possible that the scrolls could just be for show, and it turns out that the runes, does she even have runes?
Boy, Suds.
Oh, sorry, what? What?
Why don't you go ask her?
Okay. Sure, I guess.
This is strange
And-
stuff.
He'll walk over and go, oh, her. Why didn't I notice her earlier? He says that, like, very quietly.
Same reason he doesn't notice other things.
I'm sorry, excuse me, do you have a moment?
Yes, I do. Can I help you?
I was just curious. I saw your arms earlier, and I'm just wondering, is this use of mage hands, or are there runes scrolled into this side that manifest physical objects? Or I'm a little curious on how you effectively have prosthetics.
She's like looking at you, and then she like licks her index finger and thumb and like touches the feather and goes, "Ow!" Well, it is a combination of mage hand and enchanted runes and scrolls to simulate arms. The scrolls help make the mage hand permanent. And is this always on fire? And she points at the feather.
It's been on fire for the past several weeks now. I have yet to figure out how to make that go away. I've tried everything. I've tried water, I've tried sake. Sake just seems to make it worse, but also so does water, and I don't know how that makes sense logically. Do you know anything about it?
How did you make this again?
Oh gosh. I don't even know if I've told the full story yet. So I had a little too much sake one day, and I tried to mix some potions together. It was a combination of a cure light wounds potion and a quickly glancing at my character sheet to see what else my character knows.
Powder.
Let's see. I was trying to combine a cure light wounds, a detect metal, and a long shot. And I don't know if I added an ingredient wrong, but there was just a massive explosion, and it's been on fire ever since. Now, I'm an alchemist, in case I haven't said that yet.
Fascinating.
So Suds is gonna take like a scrap piece of paper that he has and just quickly writes down, mage hand runes inscribed into scrolls. It's like, if I ever encounter someone in need of prosthetics, I'm also a doctor. Did you do this yourself, or did you have any? Did you need any other assistance with installing these?
I have installed them very well myself because I have done these myself. You said you were a doctor. Are you part of the... Seabass, did we give a name to that guild?
No, if we did, that was a long time ago, and I don't remember the name.
The
All
Healy
right.
Boys.
I will give a name to them right now. Let's call them... Are
Healy
you
Boys.
a
Healy
part
Boys.
of... part of the guild of the Healy Boys? No, I'm kidding.
They ride around on Heelys.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
Oh man, I mean, they're be stealing all the ladies and guys. Like, leave some for the rest of us. My gosh.
Yep.
Oh yes, you know Suds. The
Are you
ladies can't
part-
stay away from.
I like this name. Are you part of the Guild of Twin Serpents, then?
Quickly writing down Guild of Twin
I
Serpent.
get it. I get it. It's like the staff.
Yeah, it's like the staff.
Instantly, Suds gets very awkward. He goes, I guess you could say I studied with them for a time. I don't know if you want me to roll like deception on that,
Yeah, roll deception for me.
or actually, I don't think it's deception. What would be the equivalent of lying?
Bluff.
Bluff.
All right, 17 on bluff.
Not bad.
Very good, considering I have a -1 to bluff.
Very good.
Okay, well,
I'm definitely not an apostate, I swear.
I then see the need. Yeah, if you're part of the Guild of Twin Serpents, they should be able to help you out.
Yes, I just haven't gotten around to asking them yet. So I don't feel any pain or anything.
That's good. Then it's just distracting. You said water sets it on fire.
Yes, and
Don't go in the river.
Well, I haven't tried dipping my entire head into the river yet. Only glasses of water. It sounds absurd, but part of me is a little scared that I'll just set part of the river on fire.
That would be very concerning. Well, at least you're intelligent. That's all that matters.
Suds blushes a little bit when he hears that.
Looks at Zeviel. Now, how do we turn the rivers into acid? Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
That would be beyond even my abilities.
Caster's having fun.
And with that, you all stay. You stay in the. At the inn. Does anyone want to do anything else before the next day?
Oh no!
All Momoko wanted to do was eavesdrop. She was curious. But she, after that conversation, seems like it's winding down, or like once it goes into just pure magic techno babble, she's just gonna go back to her room and relax.
Okay.
They've been on the road for a while. She's excited for a bed.
Yeah, Vortex has got nothing.
We'll continue working on Riven Hourglass. I'll try and practice that a bit more. Oh, it did much better than the last time.
Ah.
Yay.
Enthusiastic, yay. You managed to roll. Yeah, you managed to practice the style pretty well.
Today it will be on my list of styles that I can use martial flexibility with.
Suds is going to continue just going over both in his notes in his head, basically an idea of how to take running water's prosthetics and figure out how he could potentially apply it to future patients.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me Arcana. Yeah.
Arcana 24.
24. You're getting to it. You're kind of like chewing on the thought and the experiment and everything else like that and what you would need to do. You know that it would be expensive, but I mean, you know, worth it to give someone arms again. You're kind of chewing through the rigmarole of how to do something like that, and you slowly fall into sleep. Does anyone have any other things they would like to do?
Nope.
I'm ready to meet up with the noble here.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Okay.
That's what I'll be right back.
Turlet.
We're gonna break here soon once people return.
Alright.
I've currently learned of 6 different style types that
Yeah.
I may practice.
Yeah, it's just getting the... I figured as you're gonna be slurping those up like crazy, you'll probably have all of them here soon just because, you know. But getting the actual, you know,
Like
maneuvers...
style under my list, yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be more work. It's just
Yeah.
more or less trying to figure out which ones I can learn.
No.
I like the idea of
Hardly.
being steps to this process.
Mage hand.
Right, I'm back.
Alright. We are going to wait for Evan to return, because I think everyone is going to want to hear this.
Godzilla attacks at level 2.
Oh my gosh! It's Godzilla!
I'm wise to your games, Mason.
No!
Oh,
You
don't
saw my
worry.
notes, it doesn't count.
just find the like twin fairy girls and call Mothra. She'll calm them down. Mothra's like the chillest kaiju.
Big butterfly.
Big butterfly that just likes protecting people.
Big butterfly.
Oh yeah, and then there's Gamera, the giant turtle, who is
Friend to
protector
all
of
chil-
animals and friend to all children.
friend to all children, and he freaking goes in his shell and shoots freaking lasers out of it to fly.
Kevin, whenever someone mentions Gamera, I just think about choose your words
Yeah.
and
yeah.
lose it.
I think out of like the new Godzilla movies, like the one freaking Gods and Monsters, that with Mothra showing up, that was by far one of the best scenes of that whole freaking movie. It just looked so freaking cool. Everything else kind of sucked though. just a bit. So many people had to do with so much people stuff when I just wanted to see my giant monsters fight each other.
Yeah.
All right. With that, everyone goes to sleep.
Well, I do want to say one thing that I thought of while I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
Momoko would try to find like a bathhouse or whatever, because on the next day there's a chance that we'd be meeting a noble, and we've been on the road for a while, so she would go to try to get herself cleaned up if possible.
Yep. You go to the back of the inn where there are baths that are for men and women, and you see 2 tubs in there, just ready for cleaning.
She cleans herself.
Nice.
Astounding.
All right. And that night, Scarlet Echo.
Mm.
No idea what this is going to sound like music-wise, but let's go. You feel your body stiffen in the middle of the night, and then you slowly get lighter. Your vision starts to unfog and kind of decloud as you slowly blink awake. And you realize at that moment that you can see your dreams, feel your dreams, hear the dreams, and interact with the dreams as you normally could with everyday life. You know this as a Samsaran vision. A past life trying to tell you something. You're on the open plains, stars are above you in a cloudless sky, with the wind rushing and blowing the fire. Not enough to put it out. You and your friends have managed to put enough logs on the fire to compensate for such things, but you sit around with a couple of your friends, warriors clad in leather, long sticks by your side, One of them is even sharpening an axe that you carry with you to cut wood. You're laughing, joking, drinking stuff from the bottle, and then one of them looks at you and says, "It's true! All of it's true! I tell you, that ghost ran right over those hills straight for the people and slaughtered them all. It was a terrifying sight indeed. Terrible." "No," one of your friends said. "I think his name was Lee or something like that. You can't quite recall, but you kind of remember." "No, a ghost like that? Come on. They either can interact with the world or they can't. We all know this. Plus, it's not some maiden who lost her lover like most of the ghost stories. Why would a monster have a ghost anyway? Oh, anything that's alive can become a ghost." And they all kind of joke back and forth, with it laughing and carrying on throughout the campsite. Eventually, the past you, falls asleep, and in the middle of the night, wakes up, eyes standing still, frozen in place. You can't move your body, and you hear footsteps. Hoof steps? Running towards you at fast speed. Something grinds against the ground. You hear a whinny as a horse kind of bucks upward, flailing its legs in the air, lands right on top of you, and you wake up as Scarlet Echo, as the morning sets in.
Okay. Strange. That was not as clear as some of the other visions I've had. Ghost of a monster. What happened to my friends? Why couldn't I move? And what would be strong enough to just fling a horse like that? Just tries to sit there in meditation for a moment. What are you trying to tell me?
There is a knock at the door.
He'll get up. Answer the door.
All of you answer the door and see a guard. The same guard from the gate. Kind of look at you all. Look at you all and say to each of your doors and says, "The Lord of Iron wishes to speak to you."
Very well.
Of course.
I'll be dressed within the next 3 minutes.
And all of you get a similar summons.
Momika's gonna put on her fancy silk kimono, because this is what she bought it for.
My man is not fancy. He's a very simple man.
Suds is gonna wipe a little bit of the dirt off of his leather armor.
Astounding. Good show.
Zebul's gonna try and clean up as much as possible.
Well, I've got this coat. It's a pretty nice coat. I've been wearing it this entire time.
It smells. For some reason, it smells kind of like dead horse and donkey.
Look, we're not talking about the smell, we're talking about the look.
Let's just hope that the burning smell of a constantly burning feather just overrides all. You know what? Maybe I could tie some incense to that feather.
If we were constantly smelling roast duck, I'd be in a good mood.
Yeah. So you all step out, and you see at the far end, talking to the bartender, a man in white robes with a golden sash across his waist and a metallic sword similar to a scimitar around his waist. He is standing there with gold ornaments in his hair, nose, and in his ears, and he is talking to the bartender. Adhura, I have seen and tasted meals from the common place before, but I've never had it quite like this before. It is very good. Thank you, and he just gives a very low bow. I see. These must be the adventurers. He will kind of walk forward. This way.
Momoka's not gonna waste any time. She'll walk up and bow respectfully and say, "Momoka Agata, at your service."
Service.
Let's go ahead, Echo. It is an honor.
Good. Take a seat around this area. Not much dining necessary, but I figured you all would be on your way shortly, since I was told that you would be part of the Merchant's Road. So I decided to come here.
Yes, I believe our merchant escort had business to do here.
Good. As all merchants should. What are your names again?
Xavier.
Momoka Agata.
Vortex Rider, an honor to meet you.
Suds is silent for an awkward second and then goes, Dr. Suds Turducken at your service.
Scarlet Echo.
Couple abbreviations. Agata, would I know that name? It sounds familiar.
Well, my families are from. I'm forgetting the name of the city.
Rusting Thrones?
Yeah. Well, my family's from Rusting Thrones. My mother's a teacher at the. My mother's a teacher at the Dojo of the Dragon.
Dojo of the Dragon. Interesting dojo, that. I've seen many great warriors and nobles come from there. He kind of turns to the bartender and says, Adhura, please give a meal to these fine adventurers and then leave us. The bartender will bow and start preparing the food. So, a quite eclectic group we have here. Some from the martial dojos, some not. Very intriguing. Well, my son was very happy that his bride-to-be was brought to him unharmed, and since he is occupied at the moment, I decided to come myself and say thank you.
Truly an honor.
Of course. Alternative was simply leaving her to die, which, well, no good man would let that happen.
It's not in our nature, to be honest.
Good. It's hard to find good men and women sometimes, but they are out there. The Hakima are impressed, especially because of the Kalka clan going through here. Feather mentioned a civil war to me.
I'm not quite sure it's war yet, but there's definitely a divide.
Hmm. What kind of divide?
What was the name of the cult? The
Vile Rain.
Vile Rain. If the Khan's words were true, it seems the Vile Rain are involved. Half the clan believes some sort of catastrophe, and the other do not believe the Viles at all.
Oh, the Vile Rain cult, yet again.
Common problem here.
Common problem everywhere. Do me a favor, and if you find them, just kill them. They are vermin to be swept from these islands, I swear.
Well, we can agree on that, for sure.
Where to now? I wonder. Ignore that question. Would you like your payment in gold or favor? My reach is far, and bringing me the wife of the, well, Paradeshi of my son would be nothing but admirable and should be rewarded in kind.
Well, I can answer for myself personally. I would prefer mine in gold. No insult meant. I'm a simple man with simple needs, and the reach of one such as yourself is not one I hope to need. You understand?
A man by his own means, I understand completely.
I believe that while you are offering, it would behoove me to ignore potential aid. I personally would prefer favor, if you are so inclined.
And what favor would that be?
Nothing that I know immediately, but perhaps I can come back at some point and discuss.
Would.
There's trouble that I'm only vaguely aware of. I'd like to know more before I start deciding anything about it.
Good. Calm head is good indeed.
Suds is carefully thinking it over in his head.
How's the deal?
The bartender sets the food down and goes ahead and leaves.
I guess for my profession, medical supplies and equipment is always in need. So I guess for the sake of convenience, gold, so I can acquire more medicines and tools to help others.
I shall take gold as well. I require no favors at the moment, and we will be leaving once our employer has completed his duty here.
No gold, no favor. To protect those around me is my duty. I'm all but honored to do so for someone as great as you.
Flattery. They say it won't get you far, but I do like the way it sounds on my ear. Very well.
They say it won't get you far, but boy, I love being flattered.
Yep. But boy, howdy, does it work.
Sorry, it won't get you far, but I like it.
Well, I'll give you a favor regardless, because you strike me as being worthwhile. Now, eat and enjoy your meal. I shall have the gold delivered to you soon enough. And as for you two, he points at Momika and Scarlet Echo. Let me know when it is you would like to cash that favor.
Thank you very much, sir.
Give you a slight nod, and we'll walk out, and we'll be carried by a palace, not a palace.
Palanquin.
Yes.
Palanquin?
Yeah, Palisade. A Vortex Rider. I need you to roll me a reflex save as he passes by.
Reflex, oh shit. Alright.
Dun 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 dun.
Well,
Moves over. Now you're fine where you are.
let's see here. Reflex. Okay. Fuck.
Ooh, no.
There is a solid thunk thunk from your feet, Vortex, as he passes by. And the dagger is on the ground.
Vortex will pick it up and put it in his coat and hope nobody saw that.
You like turn around and look, and he's looking right at you.
Can I do a perception check to see if I notice this?
Go ahead, Zebul.
Ooh,
Oh,
8.
hoo-ha.
8.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
gonna roll perception. Momika's currently lost in thought.
I'd say
Yeah.
for Suds.
I'll roll perception.
I guess I'll roll stealth to try and grab it quick before anyone sees it, but
All right, go ahead and roll stealth.
Perception.
well, bad news. I don't have ranks in stealth, so
Wait a minute.
you didn't see anything.
No worries, the Suds still notices nothing. You
I
fooled
go over
Suds.
there curious.
7. Yeah, Suds doesn't know anything, but
Yeah, so Vortex like picks up the knife, tries to put it on his coat, kind of notices everyone kind of looks at him and just refuses to acknowledge it. Just goes back to eating.
It just like
That's-
clears his throat.
interesting. You hear him say under his breath, and then he will walk away.
Scarlet Echo is just staring at Vortex.
And he'll kind of look over his shoulder. What?
Nothing of immediate importance. It can be discussed later.
Fine.
And we'll eat his
I've never-
breakfast, which is quite wonderful.
It's
I've
very
never been
good.
treated. I've never been treated to a meal by someone so important before. This is truly a special day.
Hey, I
Every
will
day
say
is
no
The
to
Lord of
food.
Iron himself.
Every day one wakes up should be a special day.
Some days are more special than others.
But all should be cherished.
How I wish that was true.
I did say should. Continues eating rice. His
Chicken curry, it's really good. Sorry, you made me think of freaking chicken curry!
I know, I'm in the
Dude.
same boat as you.
Dude, breakfast curry. Man, I gotta find a good Thai place around here.
Zevil is, as usual, just wolfing down his breakfast.
Food's gone.
Who's the Vortex? You're gonna eat that?
Yes.
And with that, we will break for lunch.
Lunch!
Yay! Food time.
Food time.
Man,
Food!
Feast time! Time for feast! Food
Playing
and drink,
the-
too!
playing the actual monk is going to make me broke for this whole campaign. Worldly desires, what's that? I'm here for the knowledge and the spirituality of things.
See, I'm gonna be broke for an entirely different reason. That's because Momoka has no real concept of the actual value of currency. Everybody else is everybody else has lived life and everything. She's a noble girl who just started out on adventuring. She doesn't know what the value of money is. She's just like, ooh, that's a pretty kimono. I'll spend 200 gold pieces on it.
I am basically a martial arts hobo.
Ryu intensifies.
Yes, I am basically Ryu, except without the eggs.
I mean, how's that any different from playing Beth?
I mean, Beth has a lot of angst.
Oh, martial arts hobo.
All right, and with that,
She has an actual job.